Welcome back to another edition. Now, let's jump right into it, man. This is Demon Slayer Kametsu no Yabi. Man, it ended. Swordsmith Village so soon. Episode 11, Connected Bond. First Light. So, absolutely. We got a lot. We got Nezuko can now, if you've seen it, hopefully you did. Nezuko can now walk during the daylight. She turned into our boy, into our boy Blade. She's Blade now. Now she's Blade. We'll call it Stiletto. Because Stiletto is the Stiletto Blade. We'll call it Stiletto. She's a daywalker now. We get a little bit of tons up this I'm calling it gates, right? Because it almost feels like a whole like a Naruto 8 gate, second gate, so that we can relate a little better. But we know, if you haven't already know, these are spoilers, all right? His Hashira is more of the sun art. So Tanjiro has more of the sun element. So sun element other to all of the other elements, right? That's why he's able to incorporate the thunder. That's why he was able to incorporate the water, and able to fire, is because he's based out all to be like an all, but it's actually really the sun, right? He's part of the sun Hashira or the sun bloodline. And how his dad is, or like how in him we're gonna learn that serious, because yeah, like they all inherit this some way or somehow. But this case is like y'all remember like on the where like on X-Men, they skipped a generation, and then they were starting to manifest naturally the mutant powers and stuff like that. So that's sort of like how this is. That's how to manifest that power on his own. That's where Jiro is like how he's able to manifest his power on his own. So it's like there's just that like generation that allows them to like develop it naturally. Why is had it just because I was looking at his name because I had to bring that point out. What's his name? The Hashira, Yubiyashiki, Kabiya Yubiyashiki. So he got so excited because he knows the new era, the to develop and become right, and that's why the fighting chance is starting to get fighting chance. Like I tell you, it's so sad because they go into these backstories about all these other Hashira that were dying and that died and that got killed, and it's like it is sad, man. I mean, you realize like the amount of people up to Tanjiro. It's like you're talking about C50. I think it was like on his water. Like just the Hashiras, like all line, not Hashira, but like all developing Hashira, right? All these different demon slayers, just axed one by one. Sad, man. So like the manga, like a lot sadder than the actual anime. Don't get me wrong, the anime is kind of sad, but the manga is just like, Lord, it is sad. But so we actually get to see Tanjiro in action, man. This one, beginning to end, man, it had you captivated. It was just really great. We see Zetsu, hey, whenever you the thunder, it's all your power, all your muscles. So it's I think this was what, like 3 episodes back. I told you Tanjiro is just like his battle awareness and capability to adapt in battle is on a different level. And I told you that this one, everybody's getting that level jump, right? It's a Super Saiyan. Everybody's going Super Saiyan right now because they have to be on that level of the upper moons, because or else they're not going to survive, right? So we see him just really excel. get against the fourth the moon, and that Hontegu, and basically we learned about his backstories, and I think that's a tumor on his head, sure, but it looked like a tumor, right? Like when I was watching, I was like, a tumor, defect tumor. So he basically he can't he's a killer or not, right? Because he's keeps saying my hands are killing these, and and we know it's him. We know he's making all these murders and everything. So hey, you're not taking account for it. So taunting him through the forest, man. And he finally to him, uses all his strength, his breathing techniques, everything, and sort of unlocks that fire, that sun technique, right? He like slowly unlocking it, right? And also too, I forgot. Moot throws him his actual sword, the 200-year-old sword that his swordsmith has been sharpening the whole entire time. Yeah, no tang on it, no blocking. It's all offense, right? He can't do any blocking with that sword because it's gonna. And he goes after him. He takes his head off, and he's like I did it, God, we did it, right? He's taking 2 seconds to. The sun's starting to come. And, Nezuko is she basically has to make a choice. Tanjiro either kills the upper, he saves her from the fire, right? From the sun, sorry. And she basically makes the choice for him. Hey man, like, hey, it's human lives over our lives. Stands like the whole Hashira thing, right? And that's what their very first concern was in season 1, was like, hey, and they come to it, sister, are you choosing to save human lives and save the demon? And basically he failed that test, if we really want, because he chose to over saving lives. And Nezuko knows that, hey, if he were to choose her, she would, it would have led to dire consequences, right? So she took him in the way. He takes off the head, and then he realizes, like, hey, my apology. He slowly realizes that the body's still going. I got to do something, right? So he starts using his, sniffs out the real upper floor, and that was in the heart. So he was even smaller in that shell, right? And so he goes, he uses all his techniques, his breath technique, and then he uses Zetsu's leg technique to shoot lightning, go straight to him. Man, Nick, what do you think of that artwork, man? Like, expand on that. The beauty of this whole fight, man. Like, you can still frame any of these things and like just turn it into a poster. Just that beautiful, man.
This episode, from the art to the crying moments, I will say I was gut wrenched. I was like, it got me. It got me good. It did an okie doke on me, but it got me. It was very. You wanted to see a grown man cry? Watch this episode. It just the fighting though, like everything about it, like you said, the artwork. It truly is. When I look at Demon Slayer, it is a live action paintbrushed art.
Right.
It just seems like the colors, everything just flows well. Like the colors contrast each other so well. The storytelling is so well. Like, I don't get when people dislike Demon Slayer because they're like, oh, it gets too much hype. It deserves all the hype it wants. It literally deserves it. And this episode, we got spoiled. It was over an hour, but it told the story perfectly in that hour.
It was 51 minutes.
Yeah.
It was 51. 51
hour.
Yeah, but I mean, just about an hour. Yeah. I mean, throw the the commercials in there because we don't have them, you know. And
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So I said, but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah,
yeah.
the art, and you know I'm not a 3D, but the melding of 2D and 3D put together because they use it, you know, like you know, ready to blast off, right? It was like that kind of 3D, right? Whenever his sword was on flame, it's that kind of 3D art, you know, that really, really shines through. So they did a little perspective, man. Man, I hate all things 3D in anime, man, because it kills it.
Yeah.
But they melded together, you know. So that was half. That was the first. All of this, like in the very first half of the episode, man. I was surprised when I saw the. Like, what, man? I was like, oh, halfway over. I was like, no way, man. So the second half, you know, so they take more. So by definition, Tanjiro took out the upper four. So he is qualified to be a Hashira now. He is qualified. Got an upper moon demon on his own. Like if we look at it, it's like truly is on his own. The other Hashira, she was taking care of the other apparition of his body, right? The other manifestation of his body. But Tanjiro's actual upper four, right? So, you know, it should count. Hopefully, who knows? Maybe they say like, well, you still got to train a little, do a little this, do a little that, you know. But we'll see in the next arc that's coming. Our if you haven't already heard, came out Tuesday. That's been approved, so they're on season 4. Season 4. They're already working on season 4. It's already in the works to come out and everything. Now, as far as the Demon Slayer movie, another one coming, maybe another one's coming to introduce us to get us into the next one. Because you know, the last one, I think they goofed. You know, I think that was a little, and I just don't think in America we're not that kind of, we're not there yet to say, hey, you know. So that was it. The backstory for Muzan, which is really interesting. We're gonna bring backstory so quick, you know, man. So if you don't know, he has 3 bodies. Muzan has the little child. He has the geisha as his actual form, right? His regular body, right? That he's been using. So he has 3 forms that he uses. And apparently he can make, he can turn demons or upper moons and then absorb them back into his body and therefore absorb that power. Kind of cool in a sense, like kind of X-Men cool. Like he can spawn his own powers, you know? Like that's really interesting because I always thought like they inherit one of his powers, you know? Like whenever he makes them, he gives them just like, like a little piece of his power. But I guess not. So they show Muzan in his child form, and he takes out the mom, his adopted mom, and his adopted maid, which was like ruthless, man. Did you notice when he was walking? Did you notice something that was just so detailed that was just like bonk? So I'll go back and watch him walk through that room. He like push eggs out of the way. He doesn't even step over them. He walks right through them. Like he's pushing those legs. Yeah, dude, it just shows that little minor detail just shows the ruthlessness of him, man. Just like the ruthlessness. man, because he's walked over. You know, like you would like if he murdered, like some murderer will step over the bodies, take care. No, he just walks right through their legs and everything, like just pushes them out the way. I was like, damn, it's ruthless. And truly, he does not care about humanity, right? And then we find the reason because humanity. He was sick as a child, sick as a young, but actually the medicine actually is the one who turned him into demon, right? Demon. I want to say vampire. It's almost vampire. Like, to me,
it kind of looks vampire.
To me, these are all like this Askeladd type of vampires, right? So that's vampires to me. But apparently they're demons, right? Or they don't have. Well, I mean, it makes sense. They wouldn't have the word vampire because the word vampire hasn't been invented yet. So, I mean, it makes sense why they're calling them demons and not vampires. So that being said, into a demon, right? Is that what you got from it, Nick? What you think?
That's what I kind of got from it. I mean, it seems like typical, like you said, vampire-like stuff. I mean, but I mean, you made the great point. I mean, vampire wasn't probably not a name back then, or in that era or area of the world per se. So, demon would be the best thing I think for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I mean, that just seeing him in a few minutes, how he did cut his mom's head off, cut the maid's head off, and then just hit their body like, I don't care. You get just in a few seconds character development of this guy is ruthless, does not care, and will do anything because he's happy. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was happy. He's like finally a demon that can walk in the sun. It was a Blade-like moment where it's like I'm gonna steal his blood and take it. But yeah, it was good. I mean,
no, go ahead. Yeah.
No, it was good though. I liked it. I mean, it even though like when I look back at it and it was such like 50 minutes, I think we said, there was a lot of details, a lot of like pushing that needle through. One thing I was interested in was whenever I saw the pictures of I mean, you had told me about it. Spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't know that they're going on the offensive now. And all that stuff, but I when I saw the picture of the Sound Hashira, because I thought he retired.
The Sound Hashira,
or the one from the last arc, I think is the one with the two blades with all the three wives.
With the sound one. What do you mean? Well,
didn't he get?
I get what you're saying. Like when did you see him though?
I saw him on pictures because they put pictures out of like all the Hashiras, and so I don't know if they just threw him out there. I mean, there's no videos on anything yet; they're still making it. But they put him in the pictures of like, the still pictures, I guess is what they gave us.
I'm looking through them. I don't see him in there.
Well, the one I saw he did, I was just like, huh. That's what threw me off. I was like, I'm so confused right now.
I know. But
it may have just been somebody putting him in there because I was like, I thought he retired, but it may have just been people that put him in there because I know who the five, the main ones that they're showing us.
The first one they start off with is what's her name? I forgot her name. The female Hashira, Mitsuri.
Yeah.
Right. Then they go to Mu. And then they go to Jinyu.
Yeah.
Then they go to little Kyoko or whatever his name is. Then they go to what's his name? The Tanjiro's swordsmith.
Oh yeah.
His name is escaping me.
I have it in front of me.
But that's it.
I don't know. Maybe it was just somebody
and that's so. Him, we've been seeing him throughout the whole episode, the whole series, and we'll soon learn more about him. And then the last picture is next as a
Maybe they were
Daywalker.
just tripping.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's
Yeah,
when you
maybe
said
they're
I
just
was like, oh man, what? Like the Sound Hashiro. Yeah,
I mean, it's
I mean,
still it's early.
it'd be
I
cool. I
was
mean,
like,
he played those, so
yeah, let him enjoy retirement. He did his
yeah. I was
part. Hey.
gonna say, nah, he. Now I know in like posters could have showed him. So they did like the
And I think that's
poster
what it
art,
was.
yeah, for the next
Yeah.
season, and they did. Let me get him real quick. He's right here. Okay, so they did Gyome Himenjima. His brother, not his brother, but Ginyu's brother, Sanzime Shinzo. They did him, and I think they made it done Tengen. Think they may have done him. Yeah, I think it was Tengen in there. If it wasn't Tengen, it was a snake one. But yeah, I think it may have been like for the next episode coming up, or the next series coming up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was just still pictures. So I mean, I take it with a grain of salt. I was just kind of thrown off. I was like,
Gotcha. Yeah, no, man. I mean, it's nice though. It would have been, it would have been paid a little homage to him, man. But
it threw me off because I was like, well, maybe it's all of them, but I didn't see Rengoku on there, so I was like, okay, it's not this. And then so it threw me off a bit, but I was like, I don't know, it's probably fan art or something dumb like that. I was like,
all right. Okay. Nice.
Y'all confusing me, man.
Oh, so yeah, man. So that ended that, man. 2 weeks until Jujutsu Kaisen, man. I can't wait. My head is about to explode. For Jujutsu Kaisen. No, not taking away from Demon Slayer, man, but can't wait. But yeah, that being said, man, yeah, so it was a good one, man. That ending picture of Tanjiro, Nezuko, Mu, Mitsuri, Ginyu, and little Kyo, man. I mean, when they were all saying, oh, what were saying, man, but it was so nice, man. What were they saying again? They were all like, you made it, or something like that. What were they saying? Let me get to it. They were saying something really nice to each other, man. And thank goodness. They were like, thank goodness, man. That was a tearjerker. I was like, oh man, that was such a good art. So overall, man, what do you think, man? What like overall?
The episode? Or overall the whole season?
Overall, like arc. What do you think?
All right, I will grade this episode. I'll say a 4.8.
A 4.8.
And I know it's being. I mean, for me, it could have been a 4.9. If I would have got a little more fighting, for me personally, y'all know me, I'm one of those fighting people. But man, the it's like 4.8.9 or something like for me. I just wanted that 1% of fighting, but it was honestly close to perfect. It was legit crying. I cried. I had to pause it. I had to go and get me something to eat, calm down, and then came back and I was like, oh, they got me. All right. And then hearing about the backstories, the emotional roller coaster it gave me, like we said, whenever he just kicked the bodies to the side, like it was just like, oh, that stuff. And I guess I'm grading it lower also because I know it's over now and I gotta wait longer, and so it's
Another
it's
year.
one of those. Like, oh man, one of the good ones is over right now. As a season though, man, it was legit. Even though it was short, it was really good. Like the
I mean,
threading of the
11
needle for it.
episodes isn't too short. I mean,
I'm a One Piece fan,
good.
so it's all short.
Well, it would have been 12. It would have been 12 if they would have split it,
Yeah.
But I guess
But now it did.
They were like, we're done. Yeah. That 50-minute one was perfect.
Nah, it was really good though. I will rewatch this season for sure at some point just to re-watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I can rewatch the entire thing. So
Yeah.
like as we get closer to like season 4, I'll start at 1 all the way through just to refresh my memory on a lot of things. But yeah, man, other than that, man, all right, man. Well, that's it, man. It was a good one, man. I have to agree with Nick. I think I give it a little more, 4.9. I think it's right on that cusp of being like, oh, man, this is it.
Perfect.
You know? So, everybody's entitled to theirs, but my opinion is always right. Yours is always right for that. No, I'm just joking. So that means
this time.
What's that?
At least it was close. It wasn't like that one time when I was like, I give it a 3.2, and you're like, I give this a 4.8. I was like, we're way off.
Yeah, we did have a big difference in opinion on that one. Yeah, man, absolutely, man. But yeah, so that being said, we're good to go, man. All right, well, that's it on our spot, man. So that being said, we catch you on the next one. This ends our Demon Slayer season. We're wrapping up a lot of seasons in 2 weeks. I think in this filler time, we're going to be talking about a little bit of manga, a little bit of update. 2 to 3 weeks of big gap of nothing really coming out, nothing really doing much. So that being said, we're going to fill it up with some good content for y'all guys. So like, subscribe, go ahead. I know this is a little longer than we normally do lately. But we wanted to make sure we give the Demon Slayer the due time that it needed. So that being said, once again, like and subscribe and tell us what y'all think, and we'll go from there, man. We'll see y'all. On to the next one. Latest.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.